Okay, Bella, beautiful. All right, welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. Emmanuel and you. Oh, beautiful. I'm glad you could join me today. Manuela, yeah. Kamsi, how are you?
I'm fine.
Oh, beautiful. Well done. Masoko. So I don't know how to pronounce that name. How are you doing?
Mosako, yes, I'm fine.
Okay, beautiful. Welcome, Masoko. Great to have you on board as well. Um, welcome, Masoko. All right, so young innovators in the building, glad to welcome each and every one of you once again to the meeting. I'm so happy to have every one of you join us today, right? Thank you so much for joining. And like I will always say, our session is going to be very interactive, very interactive. So, but then I'm going to turn off everybody's mic so that we don't make noise during the session. So permit me to turn off our mics. And then if I want to say something, I'm going to call you up and I'll make you the host and we could hear what you are saying. So for the time being, all we need to do is make use of the reaction. You know where to find the reaction, right? So there's a button that has that send a reaction. You have five, one, two, three, four. How many buttons in your screen? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. You have eight buttons. After the red button, you have the three dots. You have the button where you raise your hands up. If you can see what I'm talking about, can you give me a thumbs up? There's a button where you can raise your hands up, right? So good. There's a place where you can turn on the caption, so in case you can't hear what I'm saying. All right, there's also a place where you could do that. Beautiful. Then we also have the reactions here. So if you're following, you can give me different kinds of reaction. Then your video and your camera is turned off. You're not going to see that, but just always give me that reaction. You know, when I say, are you following me? Give me a thumbs up. All right. If you're with me, give me a thumbs up as well. Then if you want to ask any question, please just do well to raise your hands up and I'm going to call you up to the meeting. All right. And please don't use this, don't abuse the send a reaction. If you abuse the send a reaction, I'm going to turn it off. Now remember, there is a place you can send your message. Can you see that place? Say chat with everyone. Emanuela, your hands are up, okay? Emanuela, are you testing something or you want to ask a question? If you want to ask a question, give me a thumbs up. If it's a mistake, give me a thumbs down using the reaction. It was an accident. Sorry, sir. Beautiful. Always use the chat, okay? Yeah, you have that place. You have the chat. You can use the chat. Then there's something else I want every one of us to go to at the moment. So everyone, I will show you. It's going to show infinity screen, but please just follow through for our classes today, right? So I want to share my screen and show you something I want you to do for me. Don't worry, it's going to be an infinity screen, kind of, but don't panic, right? I will do something so that you could see everything I want us to do this evening. All right. So I'm sharing my screen now. It's going to show an infinity screen, but then don't panic. Okay, good. So I want to do something now. Just follow through. I want to show you something. If you have any question as I'm talking, please, what you could do for me, are you following? Now, look at this. Can you see my question? I know there are plenty screens, but you can see something here that says meeting tools. If you can see, give me a thumbs up. There's a place that says meeting tools. Can you see that button that says meeting tools? Beautiful. So when you click on that meeting tools, all right, good, thank you. When you click on the meeting tools, there are a lot of things you are going to see. You're going to see Q&A, ask question. You are going to see the ask question button. So just go ahead and click that ask question button. When you click the ask question, you can ask a question. So you type in your question. All right. If you put this, I will still see you. So just post, let me know who is asking the question. So ask your question here and then you post it. I'll go there to check your question and time is going on. So you don't interrupt the session. If you have any question, just go there and then you type your question and post it there. For the last time, let me show it once again to you. You click this button you can see here, that meeting tools, you click this button. When you click there, you move down to Q&A, that's ask and answer question. You click there, then you type in whatever question you have. You click on ask question, type your question and post it. I'll go there from time to time to pick up your questions. All right. Now, also, look at this place. You have this button right here. You can chat with everyone. If you want to say something, you could just type right here, all right? So type on the chat and then you click on send, just like Emanuela did now. It was an accident, sir. Sorry. So you can see that you type and you send. All right. Why are we doing this? We want our class to be orderly, all right? Because we have different students joining this evening. We'll have the big boys even in our midst. So it won't be fine for us to have a very scattered section. So please, let's ensure that we play and abide by the rules of the class today. It's very, very important to us. And I know that we are all good boys and good girls. And I know every one of us are going to behave very well. Okay, before we start, we're going to take our students' pledge. We're going to take our student pledge before we do anything else because the pledge is very, very important to us as it shows us the key things that we believe in, and it also tells us why we do what we do. So I'll share my screen now, and then as always, I'll give us the freedom to turn on your video and you place your hand on your chest while we take our pledge. Is that okay by everyone? If that's okay by everyone, can you give me a thumbs up? If you agree that we're going to do that, give me a thumbs up. Yeah, Jane is here. Yeah, thank you, everyone. I appreciate. Okay, God bless each and every one of you. I think I have the best class in the whole world. Yeah, this happens to be the best class in the whole world. Who believes that? Yeah, this is the best class in the whole world, actually. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Emanuela, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I will share my screen shortly. And then I know people will be giving me plenty emoji now. A lot of you, even the ones I didn't beg for, people will give me. I know. I know. But that's fine anyway. Okay, so let's take our student pledge immediately. So everyone will recite our pledge. That pledge is, we're going to memorize that pledge because we're going to be saying it every day. Is that okay? We have to memorize that particular pledge because it's something that we're going to be saying every single day. So we're going to take that pledge together, and I beg you to take note of that pledge as we sing it or take it. Right? It's an affirmation, and I want you to take that affirmation at every point in time. So guys, young innovators in the building, I hope you can see my screen, and let's take our student pledge. So can we go together? I think I should allow you to turn on your video, right? And then I will recite on your behalf so as to avoid noise. So I'll be the one to recite while your videos will be on. So I've turned on your video. Then let's go ahead and recite our pledge. Your videos are on now, so feel free to turn on your video. Everyone, turn on your video. Everyone, yeah, turn on your video. Everyone, feel free. The video button is on now. Can you turn your video now so we can go? We have just 5 minutes to do that. Can you still hear me, guys? Young innovators in the building. All right, so I can't see anybody's video. I can't see your videos. Okay, so let's go on. Today I choose curiosity over fear. I choose learning over excuses. Please, as you're singing, as you're taking that pledge, just be thinking about it. I choose curiosity over fear. I choose learning over excuses. I choose courage over comfort. I will ask questions. I will think deeply. I will work with others. I will work with others. Yes. I will respect every idea. I will never be afraid to make mistakes because every mistake helps me grow. All right. Then I believe I was created for a purpose. I believe I can solve problems. I believe I can make a difference. Today, my journey, today I begin my journey to learn with purpose, to live with impact, and to leave the world better than I found it. Can you type the last one? I will leave the world better than I found it. Can you type it on the chat? I will leave the world better than I. Okay, to everyone that said that I will leave the world better than I. Oh, yeah, thank you, Maureen. Yeah, thank you, Jane. Thank you, Sharon. Beautiful, very fine people. Yeah, I will leave the world better. Shamati. Oh, sorry. Okay, I wish I can pronounce the name, but welcome. I'm glad to have you. I'll leave the world better than I found it. Okay, beautiful. So please feel free to always ask questions. So at the moment, I'm going to turn off our video once again, since nobody accepted to turn on the video. So it's entirely fine. I'll go ahead and turn off the video once again. All right, so that's entirely fine. Okay, so people, let's move on to what we have for today. It's going to be very interactive, and I want everybody to talk because I have different students joining from different places today. I will leave the world better. Nicholas, welcome. Nicholas, yeah, welcome. Welcome, Nicholas. Glad to have you. So please feel free to connect with people here. Is allowed. So let me stop sharing my screen and then we'll move forward. All right. So you can see what we have today, the world we live in. And when we joined earlier, I was playing a song. Who can tell me who sang that song? Who sang that particular song I was playing? Anybody that can tell me who sang the song? Just type on the charts, Michael Jackson, okay? Just type on the charts, MJ, okay? Hmm. Michael Jackson, MJ, okay? Okay, beautiful. So MJ, but some of you guys are not born when MJ was singing now. So how come you guys know him? Some of you don't, you are not giving better when MJ was singing. So how is it that literally everybody knows that he was MJ? All right, thank you so much, guys. So today we'll be looking at, you were showing it. Oh, now I see. Oh, Michael Johnson. Okay, that's fine. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. All right, so the world we live in. All right, this is the lesson for today. We'll be looking at the world we live in, and we'll be exploring the climate, human activities, and the search for solutions. All right, by the way, I'm currently in Nigeria, in Enugu. I'm in Enugu at the moment, and it's very hot down here. So these are some of the things we'll be looking at today. All right, so climate, human activities, and the search for solutions. So these are the key things we'll be looking at in today's lesson. And like I said, please be open, ask questions as much as you can, as all of us are here to learn. So let's move to day one of our meeting together. All right. So welcome once again, young innovators. Like I will always say, you are innovators in the building. So welcome. You are not just here to learn about the world. You are going to see how we can make it to be better, right? How we're going to make the world better. That's what the Green Innovation Track is all about. We are on a mission to see how we can make the earth and the planet better, which I believe each and every one of you would like the world to be a better place. And that's why we all are gathered here. Now, we're going to look at how human activities are changing our planet and what we could do about it. I want you to think like a scientist. I want you to think like an engineer. I want you to think like a problem solver because that's exactly the kind of people we want to raise in the house today. So I want you to think, how can we what can we do about it? What are those things people are doing that are harming the planet? And what can we do about it? That's the center of our lesson today. All right. How are human activity changing the planet? I know you know what the planet is all about. We have 8 of them that are known. So, how are some of these activities changing the planet? And what can we do about it? But before we look at that, I would like to do something. I want you to type where you are joining from so that we could study about it there. Right. So, where are you joining from today? What is the weather like where you are now? You tell me where you're joining from and let me know what the weather looks like. You can type on the chat. What does the weather look like? I'm in Enugu at the moment, Enugu, Nigeria. So, Prosper, what's the weather like in Lagos now? What's the weather like? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it hot? Is it cold? That's what I want to know. It's pretty sunny and very hot. London, hot and sunny. Beautiful. Beautiful. London, okay, quite hot, cold, cloudy with a little wind. UK very hot. Don't raise your hand, just type on the chart. Oh, kind cold sometimes, too funny, too sunny. From London is very hot. Nela in Lagos, warm. England is 31 degrees. Canada clouder with a little wind. Oh, beautiful. Different temperatures here in Enugu. Let me check the temperature in Enugu at the moment. Let me check the temperature in Enugu at the moment. I think it's a bit hot down here. It's a bit hot down here. I think we have 28 degrees in Enugu at the moment. So there are different weather from very sun and hot, okay, very hot, 30 degrees. Okay, I think all of us are having almost a similar temperature. UK snow, is it through? Germany a bit cold. Okay, in Germany is a bit cold in Germany. Okay, but here in Nigeria, Canada 15 degrees. Wow, that will be quite cold. Jane, 15 degrees will be quite cold. 15 degrees, quite cold. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, it is. Yeah, are you seeing what is happening here? Now, we are in different places, but we have different temperatures. Regina, 14 degrees. Oh, 15, 14 degrees. Lagos, 30 degrees. I think Enugu is around my place here. Let me quickly verify so that I'll be accurate. My watch, I didn't connect it to my phone. Yeah, Enugu, 28 degrees Celsius now at the moment in my location, 28 degrees Celsius. So what does that tell you? At different places, different temperature. So I'm glad to have each and every one of you here, and thank you for telling me how the weather is in your different locations. Is that okay? Thank you so much for telling me. Yeah. Great. So let's proceed now, and let's see how. Why am I asking you about your different places you are joining from, and the temperature right here? So you've done this already. Is this? We've done this already. I've asked your name, your country, and your city. So now, can someone tell me? Just you type your name on the chat, your city, your country, then one environmental change you've noticed. One environmental change you've noticed. I want everybody now. Tell me one environmental change you've noticed. One environmental change you've noticed. One environmental change you've noticed. Are you there? Tell me one environmental change you've noticed. Anybody? Anybody? Nobody's talking. Are you guys shy? Let me call names. I know I have my friend here. Claire is here. So I'm going to call Claire now. Yeah, Claire, tell me one environmental change you've noticed over the time. Can you hear me? Yeah, Claire, I've caught someone now. Tell me one environmental change you've noticed over the time. Anybody else? Um, Claire will say, what am I calling his name? Uh, Nobody wants to talk. I'm calling names. Josiah, don't raise your hands up. I'll call your name. No, don't just raise your hand up. Just keep calm. Emanuela, can you tell me one environmental change you've noticed of recent? Just one. Yeah, just one. You just type on the chat if possible. Showers, dry glass. Okay. Grass, sorry, flowers. Okay, beautiful. Rain. Okay, that's fine. So now let's now look at different things we've looked at already. Oh, it's hotter, it's on, beautiful. Climate change, thank you. Coastal flooding. Oh, beautiful. So how come everybody is now talking now? When I was asking you guys to talk, nobody was talking. So now look at the things you've observed. We've noticed Zikora heat wave, beautiful. So we've noticed extreme heat, right? We've also noticed wildfire and smoke. Do I have people in Canada? Have you ever encountered this wildfire? If you have, can you type yes on the chat? Anybody in Canada have encountered this wildfire, right? Then good. Those in Lagos, you've encountered this flood. You must have. Those in Lagos must have encountered flood, right? You must have seen this. Yeah, we must have seen this, all right? The flood and the rest of them. Good. So we've noticed all of these changes. Every single time we notice these changes. But now it revolves around something that we need to know. All right. Let's look at the different countries you have available here and see how some of these things are connected. Now, for those in UK, they could share their experience. How was the heat wave like? I wasn't there with you guys. I need just one person that will tell me how the experience was, so that our friends here from Lagos, Nigeria, those from Port Harcourt in Nigeria, some of our friends in Canada as well, some in US, will know how the experience was for some of you that that are in UK. How was the? Can you share experiences? Let us understand and learn together. So, what was it like, right? And can someone do that for me? Can someone do that for me? Can someone just tell us a story about how the heat wave was like? I need someone that will be more detailed to tell us how it was like. All right. Anybody? It was very hot and dry in some places. It was over 15 to 20 degrees. It should be more than that. It should be more than that. Volcano. Anybody, just raise your hands and I'll call you. Nambi. Okay. All right. So, Nambi, I'm calling you now. Okay. So, okay. Nambi, I'm calling you upstage now. So, good. So you can now on your mic and talk with us.
So from May to July, about every single day, it had peaked about over. It peaked about 25 degrees. In July, one time in July, it had peaked 40 degrees Celsius, and then that same week it peaked 40 degrees. Its daily average heat was about 30 degrees. So due to that, school had to close for about a day or two. Well, that's only for some different schools. So school had to close for a day or two, and most people had to stay at home.
Wow. Now, was it normal for that time of the year? Was it normal?
Well, it feels, in terms of July, yeah, pretty normal, because last year it was also about 35 degrees. So
35 degrees.
but
Other
at one
persons,
point it wasn't. So
other persons in UK, do you agree with that? Or was it normal for the year? Anybody that could type on the chat? I think I have a good number of you. Was it normal? Okay, Manuela, give me a thumbs up. All right, Amanda, is it normal for the year? Josiah saying no. Okay, that's beautiful. Not really. Okay. I think it was extreme this time around because it was all over. I think it was more extreme this time around compared to other years, right? Can someone confirm that for me, please? Yeah, thank you. All right, amazing. So, yeah, okay, beautiful. So, and that's it. For those in, like I said, don't abuse the emoji, please. Don't do that. If you do, I will turn it off, and you won't be able to do that again. So that's the experiences of those in UK. It became, and do you know what? Do you know that by next year it might be hotter than this year if care is not taken? Do you believe me? Do you agree with the current activities of man? If care is not taken, it might be more than that, right? Yeah, it might be. Yeah, thank you so much, Namdi, for sharing with us. We appreciate your time. So thank you so much for that. Is that okay? Thank you. Can we clap for him, please? Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Namdi, well, thank you for sharing your experiences.
no.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. So, for those in Canada, can you just tell us what it looks like? Are there some extreme cases you guys have encountered of recent? Anybody? Any extreme cases you've encountered of recent that you would like us see as well before we dive fully into what we have today? Any extreme case you guys have seen? Anybody that we would like to stand in? You could just raise your hands up. Anybody? I think I will need a female this time. I will need, okay, Bami say, okay, I'm Jane. Jane, you are a female, right? Male or female? I think I will go female. Okay, beautiful. So Jane, I'm calling you right away now. So just tell us what the climate looks like, and have there been so extreme cases when it comes to that? And let's hear from you. So our friends in Nigeria, even me as well, will get to know what it looks like. and how we could solve those problems. So, Bamis, I will still call you as well, but let's hear from Jane this evening. Yeah, I think she's morning over there where you are at the moment. So, Jane, you can lower your head now. All right. So I'll call you. Jane. Good. Yeah, Jane, your mic is on. If you can on your video, that's entirely fine as well. So we could see you. You could on your video, you could talk. The stage is yours now, Jane.
At the start of July, it was like 15 to 28 degrees or more, but or whenever it rained, it's usually still hot. It wouldn't change the temperature and stuff like that. I don't really have much because of Canada usually just changes weather, so you don't know if it's going to be really windy or really hot at the same time.
Interesting. And I think something happened last year that at some point people could not see in terms of driving because the temperature was very, very low. Like it was extremely low that people could not drive, for days. Am I correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so extreme. Yeah. You can't even see where you are heading to because of the snow and everything. It was down brutal at the moment as of last year. So thank you so much for sharing your experiences, Jane. Thank you. And all of those things are bummer to some point. That of last year, it trended everywhere because I saw a vehicle that actually plunged into another vehicle because he couldn't see while driving. The snow was a lot that the man couldn't see, right? And he actually plunged himself into another vehicle because of how extreme the weather is. Bamisi, can you tell me what was the temperature at the time when this happened last year? Bamisi, I'm calling you up now. If you can turn on your video, that's entirely fine. I'm making you the co-host now. If you can go into details to tell us what Nancy just said, Jane just said now, let's get to have an overview before we start looking at some of those activities and things we could do to solve these problems as young innovators. Thank you so much, Jane. Can we clap for her, please? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on board. Yeah, blessings. All right. So, Bamisi, you are next in line. Let me see. Joshua and Josiah, you are disturbing this class. You are disturbing this class. And I'm not happy with the both of you. You can't be disturbing other students that are here to learn. All right. Let me say, you are now a co-host. Can you please go ahead and share? Can you just answer my question? Do you have any idea about the temperature at the moment when that happened? And you can as well share or add to what our friend here has said already. Let me say over to you, please.
The temperature was between.
It's echoing.
Minus
It's echoing. It's echoing. What was happening? Check if you're on loudspeaker so we could hear you very well. Please, let me say.
Is it still echoing?
Yeah, it's okay now. Go ahead, please.
So the temperature was between minus 35 degrees to minus 50 degrees.
Minus 35?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Those in UK, have you seen that kind of temperature before? Minus 35. Amanda, Claire, and the rest. Has it happened before? No. Yes, no. Claire said no. It has not happened before. Minus 35. That's a whole lot, Bami say. So how did you guys survive during that period?
School was canceled. Because for our school, if it's minus 30 and plus, we're not supposed to be in school.
My goodness. Are you serious?
Yes.
So school was shut down, a lot of activities was affected because of that.
Yes. Most people stayed home.
I can see. What was the time of the year? Was it normal for that time of the year?
In Canada, nothing is really normal and consistent.
Okay, nothing is normal and consistent. So the weather change is just something else. The climate change is something else.
Yes, because one day can be really sunny and you think summer is almost here, and the next day you can have a really snowy day. Like in June, we had a little bit of snow.
Wow. And that's abnormal.
Yes.
Interesting.
Well, it's normal to us now, but
it's normal to you now. Oh, that's beautiful. We're going to look at some of these things and see why are we going through this route? Why are we seeing all of these things? So, young innovators, can we clap for Bamise for sharing his experiences with us? Thank you so much for that. We appreciate you. All right. Namdi, you have a question for him? Can you come? Okay, sorry. Thank you. All right. So, for those in Nigeria, do I have people that want to say something about us? Anybody that wants to say something? Those in Lagos in particular, I want to hear from you. Josiah, not again. Josiah, not again. All right. So who wants to share their experience? Those in Lagos. Okay. Prosper is here. Okay. Prosper, want to share experience with us. So let's take Prosper now. What does it look like? What are some of the abnormal things you guys have encountered of recent that you would like to share with us? Let's share the experiences from Nigeria. All right. So Prosper, I'm calling you now. Yeah. All right, Prosper, you're now the co-host. Your camera can be turned on, your mic can be turned on. Please go ahead, Prosper. We are listening.
So most of the time when heavy rain falls in Nigeria,
Okay.
it always gets flooded everywhere. There's water everywhere. You know how most of the gutters, the water starts piling up inside the gutters and coming out.
Interesting. Something like this begins to happen. You begin to swim to school, right?
Yes.
You begin to swim to school. Yeah. So for some of our friends, that's exactly the case.
People's houses are flooded.
People's houses.
Sometimes the water carries cars.
Yes, it can. It carries vehicles as well. Did you hear that experience? That sometimes it can carry people's vehicle. Like it has happened. It carries people's vehicle. Yes. Enters people's houses. This picture you're seeing here is not. It is something that happens here in Nigeria, right? And sometimes schools are shut down. Isn't it, Prosper?
Yes.
Especially in Lagos, places like Lagos. Yeah, Lagos. Bayelsa. In Bayelsa, it gets to a point where there's nothing like school because the whole places are flooded. All right. And you can talk about the extreme heat. How about this side? Anybody has to say something about pollution when it comes to waste in Nigeria? You know, the kind of pile up of anybody wants to say something aside Prosper? So I can thank you, Prosper. Can we clap for Prosper, please? So that you see the kind of problems we have, and all of those things are not normal, right? The flood and the rest of them are problems that you could solve. Why am I doing all of these things? I want you to understand that there's a whole lot we could do, right? As regarding causing a change as young innovators. Thank you so much, Prosper. We appreciate you. Thank you. Anybody else that wants to say something regarding the experiences we usually have here in Nigeria? Anybody else aside Prosper? You could just give me a thumbs up and I'll bring you onto the call. Anybody? All right, I have Emmanuel. Okay, Emmanuel wants to say something. Okay, so Emmanuel, I'm calling you up now. Okay, Nella. Okay, before Emmanuel, can I have Nella, please? Gender equality. We are careful about gender equality. So let's call Nella now. Okay, Nella, you come after Emmanuel. So Emmanuel, I've made you, your mic is on, Emmanuel. So please go ahead now and talk, Emmanuel. Yeah, Emmanuel, over to you. Are you there, Emmanuel? Emmanuel? Oh, Emmanuel is not saying anything. Emmanuel, your mic, you are meeting the host now, so your mic is on. You could speak. Or should I call on them?
It has been raining heavily here in Uyo. Some places were flooded.
Where are you at the moment? Akwa Ibom. Okay, Akwa Ibom, Uyo. Okay, beautiful. So what's happened there of recent? Is it the flood? Was it the flood?
The weather is cold.
It's cold. And
It
then
rains
as
almost every day.
every day. And sometimes it's abnormal, right? It's abnormal, right? It's raining
Yes.
every day. That's where, yeah, it's becoming extreme. Okay, thank you so much, Emmanuel, for sharing that experience with us. Young innovators in the building, why are we doing all of these things? I want you to see that a lot of activities are affecting some things, and we are here to see how we can solve that problem. I want to be very fast now. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Can we please clap for Emmanuel for sharing that with us? Who else do we have here? I think we have sorry, let me use Nella, please. Chim Harida, okay, yeah, let me use Chim Harida. Yeah, so Chim Harida, I'm on in your mic now. So do you have, I think we have someone joining from US. Are you here? Are you here? I think we have 2 students joining from US, so you can share with us. Are you here on the call? If you're here, can you chat? Just give me a thumbs up if you're here. Are you here? Okay, Chimharida, sorry. So go ahead and share your experience now, and tell us where you are joining from, and then you could now give us an overview very fast. Yeah, the stage is yours now, please.
I'm joining from Lagos.
You're joining from Lagos, okay?
I'm thinking about the weather.
The weather, okay? So what's it like currently?
Sometimes it's very hot, but now it's warm.
It's warm.
And it's cold too.
It's cold as well. And you know, sometimes because of the weather, it's the traffic as well. When it rains, I can attest to that, right? The traffic while going to school, yeah, because of the rain. Okay, thank you so much, Chimharida, for sharing your experience. Yeah, thank you so much. So can we clap for her, please, as we continue? Thank you. Thank you. So now the students, there are 2 of them, 3. I don't know whether they're on the call. We'd like to hear from you before we proceed. The two students, I don't think they're on the call right now. They are not here, so we'll have to proceed. Yeah, I can see Ugu. Salome, are you the one? Salome, are you here? Salome, are you here? Okay, it's fine. I think we had some students from there that would have told us how it looks like over there. So we've looked at our different experiences and we're seeing that it's not normal. So imagine, how old are you currently? Then consider what will happen 10 years from now. If the weather is this way, let me say, for those in Canada, imagine how it will look like 10 years from now. Claire, Namdi and the rest of you in UK, consider how it will look like 10 years from now, right? So it's kind of like USA, yeah. Imagine how it will look like over time. Just try to consider how some of these things will look like as time goes on. Are you seeing it now? That's why we are trying to see what we could start doing as young people. We are not too young, like I said. So the northern part of the USA, okay. So imagine how those things will look like as time proceeds. And that's why we're doing all of these things. Different countries, but we'll have one planet. Whether you're journeying from Canada, from Nigeria, from United Kingdom, from USA, we'll have just one planet. All right. Although we're all of us from different places, but we'll have one planet. And that could be what the planet Earth. All right. Although our experiences are different for those in Lagos, Nigeria, those in Iyo, for myself in Enugu, Nigeria, we have different experiences, but we share the same planet. Right? And now, a simple question. Could these changes be connected? I need someone that could give me the answer. All of these changes we are seeing now, could there be a connection? Could there be a connection in all of these changes? Anybody that wants to say something, could there be a connection for all of these things, all of these experiences we looked at? Would there be a connection between all of everything? Could there be a connection? Anybody that wants to say something? Think about it first. Could I call names? So someone knows I'm about to call her already. Someone knows I'm about to call her already. So Claire, if you're in, give me a thumbs up. All right, beautiful. Thank you. So I'm bringing you on stage now. I called Claire, but John is giving me a thumbs up. I only called Claire. I didn't mention all your names. I mentioned one person, and every other person gave me a thumbs up. These young people. All right. So Claire, the stage is yours. Can these things be connected? Right? Could all of these things be connected? So let's see. Yeah. Claire, over to you. Your mic is on, your video is on. If you are okay with not on your video, that's fine. Your mic is on as well. Could these things be connected? Can you just share your thoughts with us in 3 minutes?
Yeah. All
Okay.
these like weather events are connected because of the factors of global warming and climate change. And global warming happens because methane and carbon dioxide get trapped in the atmosphere, and then they get heated by the sun, and then they cause the whole earth to heat, and then that makes heat waves, it makes droughts, it makes like the ice caps melt, and then that leads to like global warming.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. So, Claire has given us a wonderful view of exactly if they are connected. And there's something she said. Thank you, Claire. Can I clap for her, please? Why I create a little bit. Thank you. She introduced my lesson to a great extent. Thank you so much, Claire, for that. We appreciate. For others, don't be so. I'll be calling your names one after the other. So be prepared, so I don't meet you unawares. All right. So Claire said something very important. All of them are connected, and something brings about all of those changes you are seeing from different places. All right. In as much as the experiences differ, but there's something that brings about that, like she highlighted. She said something about global warming. She said something about how the gases trap heat and causing the air to be warm. We're going to look at that one after the other and see. My concern is the solutions we can bring. I want to start thinking. Now, you are complaining about the flood in Lagos. How can we solve this problem? You are complaining about the extreme weather conditions, minus 35 degrees, and there things we could do to at least reduce that. Start thinking about 10 years from now. What will happen 10 years from now? It's last year you couldn't go to school, everywhere was shut down because of that. What happens? This heat wave that happened in UK this year. If we continue like this, what happens to you? Nobody's above 18 years here. The most we have here is 16, 17. So what happens 10 years from now? What would the weather look like? What would the climate look like? So what can you do? Start thinking out of the box. That's why we are here today, so that you can start thinking of the solutions we can bring in to make the world a better place. Just like MJ sang in the song, heal the world, make it a better place. All right. So we've asked ourselves, can all of these things be connected? Heat waves, yes, they are connected. So what is that thin line connecting each and every one of them? And let's see exactly how they are connected. But before then, let's look at something that sometimes we mistake the both of them. If you're enjoying the session, can you give me a thumbs up? If you are enjoying the session, can you give me a thumbs up? Or should we close here? We should close here. You can type on the chat. Should we close? Okay, Jen said no. Emanuela said no. John said yes. Okay. Ikechukwu said no. Rico said no. If I have like 3 years, I will close. No. Nanzia, not yet. But no. Okay. All right. So let's continue. Laughing out loud. Okay, beautiful. I hope you are having fun. Nicholas Ugu said yes, we should close. Okay. Nicholas, we should close, right? Nicholas, where are you joining from? Can you type on the chat? Nicholas, can you type on the chat? Okay. USA. Okay, Nicholas, you didn't tell us how your weather is over there. We are calling you, didn't say anything, Nicholas. Right? Okay, so now there's something we usually mistake for the two of them. Sometimes weather and climate. All right. So now let's kind of group these things into two. Now, when someone said it rained heavily this afternoon, is the person talking about weather or the person talking about climate? You can type on the chat. It rained heavily this afternoon. Is it climate? Okay, weather, beautiful. Now, weather, beautiful. Now, this place usually has wet and dry seasons. Weather, climate, beautiful. Temperature have increased over many years. Weather, climate. Tomorrow will be sunny. Weather, climate. Tomorrow will be sunny. Weather, climate. I'm having lots of answer here. Okay, weather, climate or weather. Now they're very funny, young man. They're very, very funny. Weather. Okay, beautiful. So everything starts from here. Our discussion actually takes its roots from here. So just for Some of us know this already. I'm very quick at this point. So now, weather is simply what the atmosphere is doing over a short period of time. What it is doing over a short period of time. It could be sunny, could be rainy, cloudy, windy, stormy, partly cloudy, snowy, all of those things. And the weather changes every single day. So what it is doing over a short period of time. When it comes to the climate, I don't understand. Okay, I think I'll call a student to explain for you as time goes on. So now the climate now is the usual pattern of weather in a place over many years. And Bami say that you highlighted is a pattern, like you said, is a pattern over many years. All right. So you can have a tropical weather climate where you can have between 25 to 32 degrees Celsius. You could have, I hope you can see my screen. Is it clear at all? Okay, good. You can have a very warm period. You could have extreme cold and long, that just a lot of things could happen within that time frame. All of those things regards to your climate. All right. So it's important that we know some of these things before we start exploring a few things. All right. So when it now comes to, these are some of the things you know, but we'll have to take it one after the other to enable us solve our problems. Let me say this. When you start going to your areas of specialization, for the web and technology track, you're going to build a website based on all of these things I'm saying. So that's why I'm saying this thing, because your website and everything I'm going to build will be from here. You can even add your own. For the AI and robotics track, you're going to build a robot as well. So start thinking the kind of project you want to build with your instructors. That's why we're doing this. What kind of project do you want to build with your instructor? For design and media track, what kind of graphics and motion graphics do you want to create with your instructors? So you can tell them. So start thinking. This is just the foundation, but then you'll be designing a lot of things, creating a lot of things, but then should be based on what you are learning from here. So you can tell your instructors, sir, can we build so and so thing? Can we have a robot that can dictate when there is a death on the solar panel and it can clean it off, right? You know, some of those things can. When are we going to do this? From next week. This week is the foundation track. So from next week, you start working on some of these projects. So, but I want to start thinking. That's why we are doing this. Some of you know this I'm saying already, but then we are doing that already again because this is what you are going to build on. Start thinking, please. Start thinking. What can you do? What kind of website do you want to build where people can read about these things? What kind of thing do you want to do? All right. It's going to be set from next week. From next week, you enter into your different tracks and you start building. Okay, let's go to the next slide. All right, so climate change is a long-term change in the Earth's usual patterns. All right, you have high weather. Oh, Claire, you are still pinned. Sorry about that. You have unusual something like high temperatures, changing rainfall, rising sea levels. All of those things has to do with your climate change. I hope you are following. So remember, weather, short period of time. This one is a long term. That's your climate. Are you following? Chimaharida, give me a thumbs up if you are following me. So long time, within a short period of time, it is sunny today, it is raining today, just that way, and it builds on that. But over a long time, some of those changes is what you now regard as your climate change. All right. So it's okay. Thank you for the emojis. It's fine. It's fine. So let's continue. Now, thank you, Claire. Claire said something beautiful here. So, Claire, for you, I want to start thinking, how can we solve this problem, Claire? What kind of technologies can we build from those tracks? When you go to the AI and robotics track, what kind of thing can you build to reduce this? When you go to the design and media track, what can you do? When you go to web development, what can you do? So what is global warming, my people, the younger ones in our midst? Now, global warming is more like a long-term increase in the Earth's temperature, global warming, right? At that point, temperature becomes too extreme. Can you see the diagram we have here? You could see this particular diagram, right? Look at this one, cooler Earth, very amazing Earth. Look at this one. The Earth is now very warm. Can you see that now? And the temperature is now high. It is one of the important parts of climate change because the long-term increase in the Earth's average temperature, everywhere is hot. My family, everything is hot. Then if you go outside, there is very hot. That is your global warming. Are you there, guys? If you're following, type on the chat, I'm following. Don't use reactions now. Just type on the chat, I'm following. So that is your global warming, a long-term increase in the Earth's temperature. Is that okay? Beautiful, I'm following. Thank you. That is what your global warming is all about. And it brings about some of these things you are seeing today in terms of the changes in our temperature, the changes in all of those things we're encountering as time goes on. Now, I have a simple question here. Why is the Earth not frozen? Remember that the Earth is the only place where you have living things. True of us. On the chart, am I correct? The Earth is the only place where we have things existing is where we are. Good. True. The Earth is the only place, right? No other place aside the Earth. Now, there is a reason why the Earth happens to be the place that Claire is there, Simharida is there, Nicholas is there. There's a reason why it happens. Why the planet Earth is the only place where we have living things existing the way they are existing. All right. So now, what would happen if the Earth is without an atmosphere? Start thinking. What would happen if the Earth was without an atmosphere? That atmosphere is the advantage we have over Mars, over what's the other one again? Pluto. Sorry, what was the name? Mercury. That's the advantage you have over Venus. That's the advantage you have over other planets you could mention. You know, Neptune, Uranus. These are the advantage we have because we have the atmosphere. All right. So without an atmosphere, the Earth will be extremely cold. The Earth will be what? Extremely what? Cold. And there will not be life inside of it. You will not be seeing me today with my nose. You will not be seeing me today. We will not be here. There will be nothing like the STEM experience because nobody will exist on planet Earth. So today, you should know that why we have living things on planet Earth is because we have an atmosphere. If you're following, type, I'm just saying yes on the chat. If it has entered the head, just type yes. Good. And please, as I'm talking, I want you to be thinking. I want you to be thinking. That's why we are here. The difference between you and the children that didn't attend this STEM experience is the way you think. You know, one of the ways you could learn is if you are curious. The more you start asking questions, why is the world like this? Right? Why is it that some persons are currently in the morning time, some persons are in the evening time? Ask questions. That's how you grow. That's how you learn. Right? So now, but because we have an atmosphere, we have a moderate temperature. It supports life. And the atmosphere traps what? This heat. If not for the atmosphere, the Earth will be extremely cold. Just like what they experience in Canada, it will be even more than that. But because of the atmosphere traps the heat, just like Claire was trying to explain to us. It traps those heats, right? So if not for that, you and I will not be here today. All right, that said, can we proceed? Now, what is the function of this Earth? What does this guy do for us? What is the role that this atmosphere is playing for us? Let's look at what it does. Now, like I said, the Earth stays warm because of its atmosphere, right? Now, let's go on further. You know, when you're feeling cold, what do? You can type on the chat. When you're feeling cold, you possibly go and get your blanket, right? For someone like me, I will just rush. Sometimes, have this happened to you before? You are feeling very cold, but you are too tired to get up from the bed to either cover yourself, to turn off the AC. Have you encountered something like that before? You are very, like, you know, you are feeling so cold, but you are too lazy to stand up to either get something to cover yourself. Yeah, yeah, you become so lazy. It happens. All right. Yeah, it has happened to me several times because I'm the kind that likes sleeping, you know, with everything on and the rest of it. Yeah, it happens. So you're so lazy, you know, to just go get up and cover yourself. But eventually you will do that at the end of the day. So the atmosphere serves as that blanket we're talking about. That atmosphere serves as the blanket, the protective blanket. It covers what? It covers us. That's what it does for us. It serves as what? Our blankets here on Earth. And that's why you could see me today. That's why we're making this, we're going through the STEM experience today, because there's a blanket over us. So the Earth is surrounded by what? 18 layer of what? Of glasses. Can you see that now? It's surrounded by what? a thin layer of what? Of gases, called what? The atmosphere. Of gases, sorry, called the atmosphere. So take note of that today. For some of you that know this already, start thinking in that our project, how can we bring this in? Right? Claire, let me ask, which particular track would you like to build something on? In which particular track would you like to build something on? You can type on the chat. Let me say technology. Okay. The web track. Okay, beautiful. I'll be looking forward to see what you're going to build for us, the design. Okay, that's fine. Someone said I need someone to answer that question. Someone said something. Which particular place is the stratosphere? Can anybody answer that question? So what is stratosphere? Someone is asked, can someone answer that question now? Someone dropped a question in the chat. What is stratosphere? Can someone answer that question? Do I have brilliant people in the building? You can type on the chat and answer his question so we don't deviate. Anybody? Don't I have smart people in the house? Anybody answering? The stratosphere is the second layer of the atmosphere. Beautiful. Another person? The person that asked the question, I can't remember your name. Have you seen it now? The atmosphere is the thin layer. No, I'm saying stratosphere. Someone said something on the chat. Anybody? Thank you, Mami, for that. That shows you are following. What's the name of the person that asked that? Who is the person? Yeah, it's the second layer, actually. It's the second layer. So that answers after the atmosphere, I have a second layer, right? Is that okay? Yeah, if that's the second layer, like Bamisi said. Thank you, Bamisi. So let's proceed. So remember that atmosphere has to do with what? Layer of what? Of gases. Take note of that. Layer of what? Of gases. All right. So let's continue. Let's see how this happens. All right. So pay attention, because as you're working on your project, you need to know all of these things, right? Because you need the one directing your instructors on the instructor will be asking you these informations, and you are giving them these informations. Now, what is the very first step? The first step is that the sun, you can see the sun on the screen, right? The sun does what? As you have that rays of light coming to the earth, you have that thin layer. Can you see that thin layer now? And that thin layer is made up of gases, which our friend Claire mentioned about those gases. You could see that image. The sun comes on the surface of the earth. And what happens? The sun provides the energy that warms our planet. It is the sun that provides that energy that warms our planet. So you have those thin layers. I believe you can see the screen. You have this. This is the thin layer you can see right here. All right, these are the thin layers. So this is the earth. This is the sun providing the light for your earth. Now, it provides that energy that we need. And what happens next after that? The next is that the earth will soak up this sun's energy, right? The oceans. Have you heard about land and sea breeze? Have you heard about land and sea breeze? Type on the chat. Have you heard about land and sea breeze? Yeah, good. Now, have you observed something? Have you gone to the swimming pool in the afternoon? Anybody have gone for swimming in the afternoon? Good. What happens? When you go for swimming in the afternoon, what happens? Anybody? When you go for swimming in the afternoon, what happens to the water? Can you tell me? When you go for swimming, it's hot in the afternoon. In the afternoon, when you go swimming in the afternoon, this is my guy. I don't believe you guys have gone swimming. Anybody here that it should be outdoor pool? Yes, it's warm. So in the afternoon, it is. If you check it, if you go there at night, that's when the water will be warm. Okay, depends on the weather, but most times you see that because of the land and sea, it's usually cold. Yes, kind of. That's why when I was younger, we preferred swimming during the daytime, right? We prefer swimming back then as kids. But now I'm older, but I think because of it's a good one, basically, swimming. So the oceans absorbs the heat, the forest absorb the heat, the land absorb, the mountain absorbs. So the land and the ocean absorb the sun energy and become warm when that sun enters the earth. All right. So everywhere is home, everywhere soaks up that energy, but something happens in return. Please follow these steps. Step one is what? The sun gives light to the earth, right? Step two is what? The earth and the oceans absorbs this energy and become warm. Are we there, guys? Step one, step two. Let's look at step three. What happens in the step three? Now, the earth doesn't keep all the heat that it receives. It doesn't keep all the heat it receives. Something happens. It sends it are you there now? What did I say? It doesn't what? Keep all the sun that it receives or the heat that it receives. What happens? The earth releases some of its heat back towards the space. You're saying about things like radiations, infrared, it gives it back to the space. Some of those ones it absorbs, it gives it what? Back to the space. All right. So what's the step? Yeah. Sun sends energy to the earth. The earth warms up from the sun's energy, and the heat in this world, the earth releases the heat what? Outward. That's the symbols you are seeing right here that I gave you here. You could see those symbols, right? The earth gives that heat back. If you are still following on chat, say I'm following. Type on the chat. I'm following on the chat. If you have a question, I showed you how to type your question. Type it on the Q&A. I'm following. Malasa, yeah, I'm following. Namdi, I'm following. Let me say following. Ikechku following. Who else is not saying anything? Ugo, are you here? Claire, I'm following. Nicholas, I'm following. Okay, Nicholas, thank you. Who again? I will mention, Bami say, I've not seen your own, I'm following. I've not seen your own, I'm following. Good. Emmanuel, I'm here to see your, I'm following. Emmanuel, I'm here to see that. Are you sure you're here? Are you sleeping? No, nobody can be sleeping in this class. Sharon is following. Beautiful. Salome, are you following? Salome, Ugo. Stamita, are you following? Are you following? Abola, are you following? Abola, are you following? All right, beautiful. I hope all of you are right here with me. So it gives the heat back to the earth. It gives it back to the earth. So you have 3 steps. Please pay rapt attention. When you are building your project, you need all of this. So sends energy to the earth absorbs it, the earth reflects back the heat back towards the space. That's your step 3. After warming up the earth, let's look at the last step, which is your step 4, right? So for your step 4 now, some of the heat now stays close to the earth. Can you see that now? Some of the heat does what? Stays what? Close to the earth. Now, some of the heat escapes into the space, while some is gently held by gases in the atmosphere. That your blanket will now hold some of those heats. Are we there, guys? It now does what? It holds what? Some of the what? The heat. Beautiful. So now, look at this one. This line here is the heat being released to the atmosphere. Released what? Into space. While some of them are being trapped by those gases. So the heat is generally what? Held by the gases in the atmosphere. Okay, I have a question. I will look at that later, all right? Every question you have, just post it in the Q&A and I will answer your question. What is our assignment? Or are we not going to get any due to it being our first? Or are we not getting any due to? Okay, don't worry, just finish the class and we're going to look at that. Please don't send your question as anonymous. Put your name. Let me know who is asking the question, please. I beg you. All right, so heat is generally what? Held by gases in the atmosphere. Are you seeing it now? So those gases trap some of this heat. So this natural process, it helps keep the earth what? Warm enough for what? For life. And I hope these things are making sense. So some of those gases, that blanket I spoke about, will now trap these gases. Interesting. Some of them go into space. Some of them are being trapped by gases in the atmosphere. And that's exactly what happens right there. Are we together, my people? The young innovators in the building, are we together? Are we together? Beautiful. So this now, hope I'm not leaving anybody behind. Hope I'm not leaving anybody behind. And I hope you can see the images. We use clear visuals that you can always understand. That images is to help you stick to it. It opens your eyes to understand how it works, right? Step by step. Thank you, Shamitha. I can't pronounce the name, but I'm trying my best. So that is the process. So now, the next thing I have here is now what will bring about the natural greenhouse effect, right? This is what happens and keeps the earth balanced, keeps it what warm and makes life possible. Step one is that the sun is the ultimate source of energy. Now, the sun enters through the atmosphere and reaches the earth. The earth absorbs the energy and does what? It warms the earth up. That's why you are here. That's why Tim Harida is here. That's why Claire and some of my friends, all of you are here. Now, the earth releases the heat into the atmosphere as what? Infrared energy. I mentioned that before, but I'm not going to go so deep in case you go for a competition and they ask, the earth releases heat into the atmosphere as what kind of energy? It is what? Infrared energy. Is that okay now? It's infrared. Please take notes. Should in case you go for a competition and they ask you such a question, please take notes. Now, some of the heat is now retained, right? Some heat escapes to space, while some is trapped by the greenhouse gases, and then they send it back to the earth. Are we there now? They do when they absorb it, when the greenhouse gases take note of that, they push it back to the earth. All right. So I think because of these emojis, I might need to turn it off. Should I do that? The reactions. So greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, they act like what? A blanket, what? Trapping what? The heat. Is this one about yours? We're here to get to the ozone layer. Please don't use the reactions again. I'm turning it off for now. If I ask you a question, you type. Thank you, because you're disturbing the class and it's distracting me as well. Since people are abusing it, so I'm turning it off. Thank you. So that is it on that. So we'll have your blanket now, so you know about the Earth's blanket and how it happens. So the blanket traps it and then sends the whole thing back to us. So imagine a blanket now. Are you there now? Imagine a blanket. Oh, I feel like covering myself now. I feel like covering myself now. So imagine a blanket. Are you here? If you are there, tap on the chat. Imagine a blanket, right? So one blanket keeps you warm and comfortable, right? Then too many blankets can make you too hot. Can you do that? You will die inside there. Imagine covering yourself with lots of blankets. What will happen? You are going to die inside. Imagine putting yourself, you have like 50 blankets. It's going to be a problem. I'm here. So I was saying something earlier. I was trying to say that imagine putting plenty blankets on yourself. I know some of your siblings can be funny. Have it happened to you before? You are sleeping or you are just lying down and your sibling brings a lot of things with the pillow and everything to cover your face. Yeah, I think some of my siblings have done that before. They just cover you, kind of playing. But if you stay there too long, you are going to get very warm. So that's exactly what happens to us. The gases, the greenhouse gases, after absorbing those heat, it makes the air too hot. So the atmosphere is not a real blanket. Actually, it's an invisible layer of the gases, right? I'm using an example for you to understand, actually. So those gases, the greenhouse gases, work like your blankets, right? That you use in covering yourself. That's exactly how it works. So please, I believe that this evening you've seen that, yes, the greenhouse gases is more like your blankets. So when you're designing any project, be thinking along this area so that other kids all over the world can also understand what you are trying to create or the project you are trying to build. And if we're good to go, can I proceed? Say proceed if you are good. If we are good, you can type proceed on the chat. If we're good, you can type proceed. Yeah, proceed. Yeah, let me see. Clear. Get you good. Prosper. Yeah, BBC. Samantha. Okay. Who again? All right, so let's move. Ikechukwu. Yeah, thank you. Sharon said proceed. Now, I believe you can now put this in order. You can put these steps in order, right? You can arrange them. Earth absorbs, earth releases, the sun hits the atmosphere. So I believe you can put that in order. All right, so that's it for that. And I believe that makes a lot of sense for a good number of us now. So let's proceed and let's look at the greenhouse gases. So meet the greenhouse team. Claire has mentioned some of these gases, but I want you to take note of them because we'll be looking at where they are coming from. So now, different gases, which that gases keep our planet warm. So some have much become more abundant because of human activity. So initially, because God is a wonderful creator, he knows the particular amount that we need in the atmosphere, and he provided that. But because of you and I, because of the kind of things we do, that moment when you just trash your waste anyhow, that moment you leave the light on when you're not using it, some of those things you do is contributing to those things we're experiencing now. Because of human activities, all of these gases are increasing, just like that picture I told you earlier. When you have somebody covering themselves and covering them, that's exactly what we're experiencing now. A lot of the gases are now in the atmosphere. A whole lot of them are in the atmosphere currently, because of the activities of what? Of Claire, because of the activities of what? Tim Harida, because of activities of Nnamdi, that of what's the name right here? I can't even pronounce some of your names. Because of Zikora, because of Masoke, because of Salome, Sharon, and the rest of you, because of the activities, some of these gases has increased in the atmosphere. Examples of these gases: your carbon dioxide, your methane gas, CH4, your nitrous oxide, N2O, water vapor, fluorinated gases, right? So all of these things are the gases that make up the greenhouse steam, and our activities has contributed towards putting so much of these gases in the atmosphere, and have so much blanket, and the earth is becoming warmer than it ought to be, and that is what brings about your global warming. All right, I hope you are following and they are with me to this point. Stay with me, very, very important. Type on the chat, stay with me. Stay with me. So let's look at carbon dioxide. We're going to look at the gases one after the other very, very fast. Now, carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas that is most responsible for today's human-caused global warming, right? Some of the activities, let's look at the places where this carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, CO, right? Carbon monoxide, CO, carbon monoxide. When you are driving down your vehicle, right? Especially the vehicle that makes use of petrol, you have that the smoke coming out from the exhaust pipe, right? All of those things are supplying carbon monoxide to the atmosphere. The factories, how many of you have seen this kind of thing? In Lagos, you're going to see a lot of this. Have you seen this? Type on the chat if you have seen this. You have that smoke going up to the atmosphere. As you are seeing those things, somebody said a lot, Dupe said a lot, Ademi said a lot. He said, I have. So you see those smokes rising through the atmosphere. So this is causing the problem we're facing today, the activities of man, right? You have this power station, all of those smokes going up to the atmosphere. Also from your generators. I think for generator is for those in Nigeria here. You have a lot of us. Nobody will sleep because of the sound of generator, right? Including your airplanes. All of these are sources of these words, the carbon oxides, all right? So they can stay in Earth's climate system for a very long time. So all of these things are places that brings about this carbon monoxide, some of these greenhouse gases to the atmosphere. The next gas, or the next team member we're going to look at when it comes to the greenhouse gases, power stations are not always in London, though beautiful. That's a nice one, all right? But in some places, there's no... Let me say, what does it look like? The industries over there, what does it look like? Have you seen this kind of thing before? Type on the chat, let me see. And what's her name? I think that was it Nancy? Yeah, I think it was Jane. Yeah, Jane and Bamise. Bamise still here? Are you here? So some of those things are basically some of the activities of man that increases these gases. I live close to the refinery, and you can see the smoke when driving by. Oh, beautiful. So all of those guys are contributing to what we have. So let's look at the methane gas. Methane traps a lot of heat. That guy is the key guy. Methane gas is the key guy when it comes to global warming, the very key guy. It remains in the atmosphere for shorter time than carbon dioxide, all right? So examples, you have the landfills, something like this. You see this a lot in Nigeria. People in Nigeria, you can affirm to that. Emmanuel in Apayibom, you can attest to this. Amanda, sorry, Tim Harida in Lagos, you can attest to this kind of things. You have a place where they just dispose waste that way. Yes, at DBC, you can attest. Okay, also in Canada. So all of these things, if this waste decomposition will release methane gas. I don't know if have you observed this? Let me ask this question. Check your basket where you put your waste. Sometimes when you leave that way for a long time, do you notice something that is as though it's dripping water? Have you seen it before? The waste was dry before, but when you leave it inside that waste bin for a long time, it starts dripping water. Are you seeing it now? Some of those guys are very brutal. Okay, you have not seen that. For some of us in Nigeria, could relate to what I'm saying, right? So Adre, Oluwa, yeah, you can relate to what I'm saying. So all of these guys contribute methane gas to the atmosphere, right? Yeah, some guys in the UK will not understand what I'm saying, but all I'm saying is that all of this waste decomposition has a way of doing what? Releasing these gases to the atmosphere, increasing some of these oil and gas leaks can be a problem as well. So young innovators, these are problems we are to solve. Tell yourself, I'm going to solve those problems. Let me see those that are hungry to solve these problems. Let me see those hungry in the chat to solve these problems. Who wants to solve this problem? Type on the chat. I want to solve these problems. Even if you're not in Nigeria at the moment, you're going to solve this problem. Even if you're not in Nigeria, whether you're in UK, Nigeria happens to be your place, and you're going to solve these problems. I want to solve these problems. I want to solve this problem. Beautiful. So that your name will be heard. Remember, you know about Easter, right? Some of these men, they solve some of good number of problems, and that's why we could hear about them. So young innovators, we're going to do this, right? So the next one now, we have the nitrous oxides, right? It's another greenhouse gas that contributes to what? To warming. It contributes to what? To warming. So these are some of the gases that contributes to this warming, and it's something that we must pay attention to, and we must solve that problem. Give me 2 seconds. Let me sorry about that. So let's continue. I know I have people that are hungry to solve these problems we'll be talking about. I have people that are very hungry. So the nitrous oxide, you have some livestock and manure management. You know, some of those, you heard about fertilizers, putting fertilizers in the farm, all right? The industries, some of them that produce, they emit some of these gases, all right? Growing food is very important, but we can improve how we do it. All those fertilizers that we use in the soil, very important. It helps us produce better things to eat, but then we have to start thinking about better ways to do it. Bami said he has a refinery close to his house. Bami said, what are they refining? Is it crude oil? What was the refinery about? But can you type on the chat? So all of these things, yeah, crude oil. So that's why the earth is trying to see how we can abandon some of those things, not even abandon it, at least reduce it. You heard about your fossil fuels. Fossil fuels. All of these guys are major contributors to this. Don't worry, we're going to explore this into details. How some of those guys contribute to some of these gases. I hope I've not lost anybody. Chimaharida, hope the terms I'm using are not too much. Are you still following? Is it too extreme? Chimaharida, are you there? Yes, reduce Oluwa, thank you. Reduce dependency on it. Chimaharida, are you there? Hope you're not lost. Emmanuel, yeah, good, you're there, beautiful. So just follow through. Now, I've mentioned how many gases now. Let me see those that are listening. How many greenhouse gases have I mentioned now? How many have I looked at? I want to see those that are listening. How many gases have I mentioned now? 3. Beautiful. People are listening. People are listening. Thank you. Sharon is listening. Debussy is listening. Good. Nnamdi is listening. Beautiful. Beautiful. Makes sense. So let's continue. Prophet is listening. Now, and look at those. We have in our next class, I shouldn't have said this. In our next class, we are going to begin with a quiz. I will pick the best 3. Towards the end of our boot camp, Emanuela is here last year. Emanuela, I think you are the best as of last year, right? You had your award, isn't it? Yeah, for this year, it's going to be even better this year. So I'm taking note of the students that are following through. By next class tomorrow, we have our quiz. I'm going to display it on the board. We'll see those that did very well and those that are not listening. So please pay attention, very, very important. So the next one I'm talking about is the water vapor. So water vapor is the most abundant. Look at what I said here. This is very important. When they ask you, what is the most abundant natural greenhouse gas? It is the water vapor. Do you know why it is water vapor? Because on daily basis it happens. It happens on daily basis, right? That is why it happens to be water vapor. Are you there now? The moment you pour water, you notice something. You might see water today, and after some time, you realize that you can't find the water again. What happens? Let's say you actually went through a particular place. You see a water log in a particular, or even go outside and pour water on the floor. When you come back after like 1 hour, what happens? Oh, sorry, Kate, your chat is slow. When you pour water on the floor after, what happens? It's nobody's saying anything. When you pour water on the floor, let's say what happens after a few minutes or even an hour, it evaporates. It is dry, beautiful. So, because of that, we have enough of it in the atmosphere, a good number of it. All right. So, it responds to warming rather than starting it. It just responds. It doesn't start it actually. Like I said, thank you, Amanda. Amanda said it dries up. Yeah, true. So that's why we have more of it in the atmosphere, because every single day we have some of those things happening. All right. So, but it doesn't actually start it. It just responds to it. All right. So the earth warms, more water evaporates. So more water vapor enters the atmosphere. So this can strengthen the warming. It doesn't cause it per se, but it can contribute to it. It can respond to it. That's why it happens to be the most abundant greenhouse gas in the atmosphere. Very important. This thing I said is extremely important. All right. So because every single day, as the sun increases, what happens? The amount of water vapor as well. The water, you have the water vaporizing easily because the temperature is very, very high. Now, sometimes for some of you that can cook, can I even cook? Let me not say this. For some of you that know how to cook, you know how to boil your rice. When you remove the cover of the pot, what happens? You notice something. What do you notice on the cover of the pot? Who can tell me? You notice steam, yeah. Water, good. That's what I was looking for. Water, good. You start seeing those droplets. That's your the condensate, yeah. So that's exactly something that happens in the atmosphere. Are you there now? Water droplets, good. That was what I was looking for. Beautiful. So that's the same thing that happens in the atmosphere. That cover of the pot, let it serve like an atmosphere. So as the heat is going up, the cover of the pot will trap it. That's exactly what happens in the atmosphere. Just like an analogy of what happens. So you now see those droplets. And that's what brings about the rain, if you can remember, my people. So that said, I think while we've gone so deep, let's proceed and let's go down even further. If you're learning something this evening, can you type "I'm learning," please? Right. Water does not turn it. Water, well, but okay. Now I get what you're trying to say, basically. I'm learning. If you're learning something, can you just say "I'm learning," please? Very important. I'm learning. Yeah, please. Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm learning. Beautiful, Emmanuel. I'm learning. Beautiful. I'm beautiful. All right. So I'm glad you're learning something new. Even if you at least some dimensions of things you need to know as time goes on. Just keep hearing some of these things. I'm glad you are in this STEM experience because some other kids are not hearing what you're hearing now. And that's why this holiday we're not solving the things you study those questions in class. Let's see other things that will be quite interesting for us. Now we look at, can you match the greenhouse gases? So this kind of questions are things I want you to answer. So your carbon dioxide, where can I take it to? Your methane gas, where is it coming from? Water vapor, where is it coming from? You know, your fluorinated gases, where is it coming from? So we have to know the sources of these gases, right? It is when you know the source of a problem, then you will be able to solve the problem, isn't it? If I don't know the source of a problem, I will not be able to solve it. So first of all, I get to understand the problem, then I will be able to do what? To solve it, isn't it? Yeah. You agree with me, right? Yeah, but if I don't know it, I will not be able to solve it. So let's continue. And I believe you can do all of these things. So how many gases have I spoken about now? How many? Let me see those are following me now. How many? How many greenhouse gases do we treat today? 4. 4. Good. 4. Yeah. Namde 4. Good. Dupe 4. Kamsi 4. Beautiful. You guys are following. Makes sense. Right. So let's now look at our everyday activities. Right. Some of you be asking me, sir, what exactly am I doing? And you are saying I'm contributing to what is happening. So let me say, you are part of the reason why the temperature reduced to minus 35 last year. But are you here? You are part of the reason, right? You contributed as well. You contributed as well. All right. Yeah, you contributed as well. So Let's look at it. Electricity power our homes, right? Every one of you use electricity. The fact that you're in this call is because you have light. Even me, I have light, so we're using electricity. You go to school every single day, right? Bami say the refinery close to your house, they are producing something. That something is what you use in your vehicles to go to school every single day. All right. Even the lights you use in the house, some of them are generated using some of these things, like the fossil fuels that we need to reduce the dependence on. All right. So we go to school, we eat food, you building, including your waste. What we throw away still has impact, right? Transport gets us to where we need to go. It has an impact. So farming grows the food we eat. The way we grow this food also matters a lot. So start thinking, what is the current way we are growing our crops that is affecting the climate? What are those farming practices? What are the ways we are generating our electricity that is affecting the climate? What are the kind of vehicles we need to start building? They are building it already. But how can we increase it to reduce dependency on fossil fuels? What kind of food can we start preparing? How do we produce our foods to make it better? What kind of buildings can we start looking at? How do we manage our waste materials to ensure that we reduce these kind of things from happening? You narrated your experiences. How can we reduce that? 10 years from now, 20 years from now, because that's the kind of environment you are going to inherit. So apply your technology to start solving some of these problems. But you cannot solve what you don't know. Thank you, Oloa. Now, the question isn't whether we use these things. It is how we can make them more sustainable. Yes, we can use these things, but how can we make them more sustainable? How can we make it better and safer for all of us? Start thinking of what you're going to build. Claire, start thinking. Start thinking today. Team Harida, start thinking, right? What can we do? How can we make it more sustainable? Chidibem, what can we do? Prosper. Dupe, that's a DBC, what can we do? Emmanuel, what can we do? Emanuela, Ikechiku, Jane, Joshua and Josiah, what can we do? Kamsi, Zikora, Nicholas, what can we do, guys? Sharon, Salome, Nico, Peace, what can we do to actually reduce the effect of all of these things? Start thinking, all right? Now, someone is asking how long left. That means the young man is not someone that pays attention in class. Anybody tired already? Do I have people that are tired already? Do I have anybody tired already in the session? Be sincere. We can use less greenhouse gas. Okay, thank you, Kechuku. Anybody tired? No, I don't know why someone here is complaining already. Josiah is tired. Josiah, you're not a good student. Or you're a good student, but then don't be tired, okay? So look at all of these things. Where does our energy come from? Okay, thank you, guys. Where does our energy come from? So these are the places our energy are coming from. You have your coal, you have oil, we have natural gas. All of these things, when they are burning, they release methane gas. They release some of these gases to the atmosphere. So these are some of the places our energy are coming from at the moment. Now, you could imagine coal, though, is being reduced now. Not much people are using that. You have your oil and natural gas, which is all of them stump up to what? Your crude oil. Majority is from crude oil, right? You have your energy production. These are the power station generator. For those in Nigeria, we are guilty of this, right? So energy in action, the cars, the buses, the aeroplane, what kind of fuels are they making use of? Where are they getting this electricity from? All right. So men and brethren, young innovators in the house, I mean to say, we still rely on fossil fuels in many places, but cleaner energy is growing. And it's my joy and happiness that even the innovators in this house, you're going to build solutions that the world will use. You're going to build cleaner energy sources that the world is going to use. You're going to invent a lot. No, people are not typing. You're not agreeing to what I'm saying. You're going to invent things that the world are going to make use of. Nobody is saying amen. Nobody is claiming what I'm saying. You're going to invent tools, materials, different energy sources that people can make use of, and the world becomes a better place. Yes, I have view here. I have clear. You are going to do that. Yes, Amanda, you're going to build it. I believe in each and every one of you, and you guys are going to build more cleaner energy sources. And I'm not doubting it's going to happen. And that is why we have the STEM experience. Now, it's also important to know that the forests actually help our planet. Now, we know what we mean by planting of trees. That is afforestation, right? Planting of trees, right? Am I correct? What my guys in the building, the young innovators in the house, planting of trees is called what? Yeah, afforestation. So forests are one of the Earth's natural climate helpers. The forest helps a lot. All right. The trees absorb CO2. The forest helps regulate climate. It protects what? The forest. It protects our future. So that's why you keep hearing planting of trees. We need to plant trees. They keep saying, plant your trees, plant your trees. There's a reason for that, because these guys, they have a way of helping the planet. So can you begin to design graphics, campaign posters that will tell people to plant more trees? What kind of design can you create that will inspire people to begin to do what? To plant more trees that will help to preserve our planet? Because the forest is a natural guide that helps our planet. What can you build that will tell people the importance of planting trees? What can you start doing today in your school to tell people, yes, if you start planting trees, how can you communicate it? What kind of videos can you produce that people can watch this video and say, oh, we did something very wrong? Last year, I was in a particular community last year. I think a few of you might know because I shared with some of you. Now, in that particular place, the way they cut down trees, every single day they are cutting down trees. And the weather there is so extreme because of the amount of trees they cut down every single day. And I'm worried about that community. Do you know I'm worried? I'm worried because the children that will actually grow up from that place, they are going to suffer so much because they don't know what is happening now. But 20 years from now, they will begin to suffer. So what can you tell? What can you do to help all those children there? Every single day, they're cutting down those trees. And 20 years from now, the child will grow up and then start suffering for no reason. So, but you are here, you're not in the community, but you can help those children there. Because like we said in our pledge, we will make the world better. So start thinking, what can you do to help those children in this particular community? You are in UK now, the climate might not be too extreme. Some of the things that might be working so well. But here in Nigeria, a lot of things are happening. So from the things you are learning now, what can you do for them? Start thinking in that way. All right. So very important. Hopefully they learn the impact of deforestation. Who will tell them the impact? That's why you are here. In the different tracks we're going to, start building things, start thinking about them. What can we do? Is that okay? I know I'm saying something that is sparking interest in your heart this evening. I'm saying something that will help you to think so hard. Now, let's look at our waste. Have you ever asked yourself a question? Some of those waste that you dispose, where does it go to? Some of you, after eating biscuit in school, you just keep it anywhere, right? You go on we drink water, you just throw it away, and then you are going your way. You're not asking what happens to the waste that you dispose. What happens to it? How many persons are recycling? How many persons are recycling it? You said recycling. How many? All right? Okay, so Josiah said me. Now do you? When did you recycle it? All right, so what happens to some of these waste? All right, we have some of them, you get to burn the waste. In Nigeria here, they burn a lot of it. They burn it. And when they burn it, the gases are moving up to the atmosphere, right? And that causes what? Some of these global warming, the changes in the planet. So if you can start thinking about the waste and how we can manage it, what can we do? What kind of thing can I build, right? That could reduce and can start recycling. How can we work around this? Even as a student you are, what can we do? What can I build? All right. Can you design a website where people can go and learn about how to different categories of waste, how to keep them, what you can do to them? Can we build something like that, guys? Can we do something like that? Can we build a chatbot who can just ask questions on waste? We can do that, guys, and that's why we're here. So we have different kind of waste. We have organic waste, that's the methane. We have burning, some people can burn the waste, right? So what can we do? So this one will cause what? Air pollution and greenhouse gases, burning of waste. We'll do that a lot here, all right? So some of them are sent to landfill. I think, Bami, so you said you have this landfill in Canada as well, where they just go and dispose the waste anyhow, right? They have a landfill where they just pour them. I think you said yes. So all of those things, some of the waste are sent to a landfill. That's not the best to do, all right? So small improvements in waste management can make a big difference. Some of these improvements can make a big difference. Okay, look at this now. Look at this kind of waste here that you have inside here. Over time, it decays. When it decays, it actually emits methane gas to the atmosphere. So when next you are pouring that food away, ask yourself, what else can we do with this food? Where is this food going to? People like me that eat a lot, as you are eating and then you couldn't finish everything, where is it going to? When it decays, it actually emits what? Methane gas to the atmosphere. When it decays. That's why using this way, there's something we call biomass. I think so. One of you actually answered that question. We can generate electricity from some of this waste. This food waste can be used to generate electricity. Yes, you can. So small improvements in waste management can make a very big difference. And then I said something here. We'll now look at how do our everyday choices influence the climate. All right, how does it do that? All right, so feeding the world sustainably. So how can we do? So providing food is essential, but we can continue to improve how we grow, transport, and reduce waste. So start thinking, what are some of those things we can do? So sustainable farming helps us protect our planet. How can we make it sustainable? Waste management, sustainable. Your transport system, you have our electric vehicles now. That's why I have electric vehicles. It's a sustainable transport system. All right. So how can we take care of our livestock in a sustainable way so that they don't release some of these gases and keep increasing our atmosphere and the heat that we have right here? So let me ask a question. Be sincere. I don't want you to lie. Nobody should lie in the session today. So let me ask a question. How many of these did you do today? Right? You switched on lights today, right? You charged your phone, right? You traveled by car. You ate, isn't it? You used the packaged bottle. You threw something today. Yes. You used air condition or fan today. Yes. You used generator today. Yes. So all of us did something like this today. 3 of us. You must have done one of these things, right? So every of the choice, it counts. Yes, you must have done something here today, right? So understanding our daily choices helps us to build better solutions, not to feel guilty. I'm not saying this so you can feel guilty. It will help us to build better solutions, so that we will know that every of our choices that we make has a way of affecting our climate. Every decision we make has a way, all right, in one way or the other. So that said, I'm trying to be faster now. So how everything connects together. So human activities, we burn fossil fuels, we cut forest and we produce waste. And that brings about, look at it now, all of those activities I mentioned, when we burn fossil fuels, you drive to school with a car that uses petrol and the rest of them, we cut down trees, we produce waste, all of these are human activities. And the more the human activities, the more the greenhouse gases. And the more the greenhouse gases, the more the heat that is being trapped. And the more the heat that is trapped by these gases, we'll start having a global warming. Hope I'm not too fast. Am I too fast? Team Harin, am I too fast? Claire? Chidibem, am I fast? Jane, am I fast? Okay. Salome, am I fast? Salome? Okay. Sharon, are you there? Shazmita, are you there? Abola, are you there? Okay. Zikora? Emmanuel, okay, beautiful, good. All of you are following. I'm glad you guys are following. So let's continue. So the more the global warming, and then the more the climate change. Emmanuel, am I too fast? Did you say yes? Emmanuel? Okay, no, thank you. So the more the climate change, and then that brings about the changes in weather patterns, just like what Bamisi said. Today it rains, tomorrow it doesn't rain. You understand? Today you encounter snow and the rest of them. Just you can't even predict it. So you have changes in weather patterns that we cannot predict. All right. And what happens at the end of the day? It has effects on people and on nature. It begins to affect each and every one of us. Some of you didn't go to school because of the heat wave. During that extreme weather condition, Bamisi said, some of you didn't go to school. You didn't go outside again. For those in Lagos, when it happens that way, you're not going anywhere. People's houses are flooded. People can't do anything. All right. So you see how the human activities will increase the greenhouse gases, more heat are being trapped, bring about global warming, climate change, and then it has the effect on us, the people. All right. So, but we have a good news. The good news is that every action has a ripple effect, and better choices today, a better tomorrow. So we have to start making better choices, and I promise you, we're going to make the world a better place. All right. We've actually explained why a few things, why heat waves are becoming more common. I've explained it, why it becomes more common. You know what happens already. Some of the activities. I have also explained why flooding is becoming worse. My friend said something that the drainage are being blocked. Have you seen that kind of thing in Nigeria? When it is raining, my friends in the diaspora, do you know that when it rains in Nigeria, do you know what people do? That is when they start disposing their waste into the drainage system. So that, am I lying? My friends in Nigeria, am I lying? When it is raining, people will now carry their waste to put inside the drainage system. Funny enough, tomorrow morning, right? Tomorrow morning, they will see it in front of their houses. All right. Tomorrow morning, they will see those things they disposed at night in front of their house in some of those areas. So how do we start solving this problem? We have to educate a good number of them. All right. So, or how we can solve that problem. No, sir. So that the rain can wash away that. It's not washing anything. It goes to the front of their house the next day and it blocks the drainage system. All right. So you have some of these things that happens because of some of those activities. I'm going to be very fast. You have the sea level rising. My friend said something clear. Said that when some of these things happen, you still have the polar ice melting, the sea levels rise, and that's what brings about the flooding in Lagos. The sea level rise so much, and everywhere gets flooded. The same thing happens in Bayelsa. When the sea level rises so much, flooding begins to happen. Some coastal communities face risk from flooding and even erosion. See some of the roads we have in Nigeria here, very bad. All right. So a lot of things happens that no matter the location you are, you can bring down the solution here, or even in the place where you are currently, so that we can build a more sustainable future. Remember the theme of our STEM experience this year. The theme of the experience this year says building a more sustainable world future. All right. So who is most affected in all of these things? Who is the person that is most affected? All right. All of us are affected. Both children are affected. Coastal communities are affected. And when I mean coastal communities, I mean those living closer to the river areas. Farmers are affected. Adults are affected. But I think children are most affected because 10 years from now, that's exactly what you're going to inherit. That's the atmosphere you're going to inherit 10 years from now. So I think we are the most affected. And because we're the most affected, we're going to do something, guys. Tap on the chat. We're going to do something, guys. Can you tap on the chat? I'm going to do something, guys. Someone should type that. We are going to need, I'm going to do something. Nobody's saying anything. You're not saying you're not saying anything. I'm going to do something to see how we're going to do this. Yeah. Thank you, guys. So, and every problem needs problem solvers. If human choices influence the problem, better ideas and better systems can help create solutions. We can create solutions that can solve this problem. Look at what I have here. You have children building robots. You have students innovating for tomorrow. We have people, engineers designing clean energy. We have people planting trees. So these are things they are doing. So every great innovation begins with someone asking a question. How can we make this better? So I want to leave the class today asking a question. How can we make this better? Because every problem needs a problem solver. This evening or this morning or this afternoon, depending on the time in your location, we've looked at different problems, but every problem needs a problem solver. And you are a problem solver. And how do you start solving this problem? Start asking yourself a question. How can we make this better? How can we make it better? Ask yourself that question. How can we make this better? And I hope you are asking yourself that question and you are thinking about it this evening. All right. Now, there are many solutions out there. We have clean energy like solar energy, wind energy, hydro energy. You have the nature, tree planting. We have sustainable transport, whether you are walking, cycling, clean vehicles, electric vehicles, vehicles that make use of what? Bioethanols, that makes use of biofuels. These are things we could do. You can even recycle. We can reduce waste. We can reuse it. All right. These are some of the solutions that we can talk about. We talk about the communities, climate education. Like what I'm doing now is climate education. We can educate people about all of these things and the action that they could take. Are you seeing that now? So these are some of the things we could do as young people. There are many solutions. Even there are some of the solutions I didn't highlight here. Start thinking clear. What is that solution I didn't talk about today that we can build? Prosper, what can we build? Emmanuel, Emanuela, Nnamdi, Abola, and the rest of you on the call, I can't mention your names. What can we do? Right? Because you're a problem solver. So let's continue to the next. So small actions, big difference. So while you are thinking about what we could do, I want you to start thinking about the small actions you can start doing now. Please, when you're not making use of the lights, turn it off. Tell your neighbor, turn it off. Type it there, turn it off. If you're not using the lights, do what? Turn it off. Nobody's typing. If you're not making use of the lights, you turn it off. Right? Turn it off. So if you're not watching the TV, turn it off. Finish your food. Take the food you can finish. Good. Reduce the waste. Let's try to reduce waste. All right. Care for trees. Is there a planting tree project in your school? Participate. Plant those trees. Avoid wasting water. Some of you do that a lot. Reduce food waste. Right? Share information. Inspire other kids in your school. Right? Talk about something we could do. So one small action, it may seem very small, but imagine you have 25 students on the call now. So imagine that 25 of you start taking those small actions. We're going to make a very big difference, isn't it? Yeah, so imagine if each and every one of us starts doing all of these things. We're going to make a difference. You're not serious about it. Yes. We'll make a difference. Yes, I believe we'll make a difference. If every one of us start taking these actions, no matter how small it's going to be, but I believe that if we all start doing that, we're going to make a difference. And I believe that with everything I got, that we are going to make a difference. All right. So join community project in your school. Join in your environment. Anywhere you are, join. These are things you could do. Small actions, it compounds. Have you heard about compound effect? Right? That's why you keep pouring small water. Have you seen something that happens overnight? Let's say you have a tap that is leaking, and because it's leaking, you place a small bucket under the tap. Allow it to tomorrow morning. What happens? That bucket gets filled up by just that drop of water that is just dripping inside the bucket. This is how our actions can help us preserve our planet. Now, we are building solutions together. We have governments, we have businesses, engineers, we have educators, like what I'm doing now, I'm an educator. We have research, you research better solutions. The future is built by everyone that contributes. All right. So let's look at how the things you're going to learn in this STEM experience will help you to be part of these people. Whether you want to go into business to create clean energy technologies, you want to be an engineer like myself, I studied chemical engineering, I'm now educating you. All right. You want to talk about young people and bring ideas to life. You want to teach others what you know and what you're learning today. That's entirely fine. These are some of the things that we could do. All right. Then the next thing here is what we are trying to achieve. All of your STEM skill, are you following now, can change the world. So big problem, many different kinds of thinkers. Now we have our green innovation track. This particular track, we understand the environmental challenges and then start thinking about sustainable solutions. That is what this track is all about. We have the mathematics track. We start measuring the problems, measure the problems, analyze the data, and test our solutions. That's exactly what that one is all about. Are you there now? So it doesn't end here. Are we following? Josiah, you're really distracting me. That's not good. So the next is the design, media, and communication. You start creating powerful visuals, campaign, and ideas that can inspire people to take action. Beautiful graphic designs, infographics, videos, and all that can help you educate people about all of these things. We have the next track, AI and virtual robotics. You start automating to solve environmental challenges, right? Environmental challenges. From what you know is in that particular track. We have the technology and web development track. You start building digital tools and platforms that solve real problems regarding all of these things we are learning. So we have different tracks, the foundation tracks and the specialization track, like you have AI and virtual robotics, technology and web development, design, media, and communication. Anyone you love, just give in your best. You can even go into all of them to see how you could make things better. So everything you're going to learn in this STEM experience revolves around environmental challenges and how we can develop what? Sustainable solutions. Somebody type on the chat, sustainable solutions. Can you type sustainable solutions? Can you type that for me? Sustainable solutions on the chat. Type right away as we round up today. Sustainable solutions. Yeah, Manuela, good. Amanda, Oluwa, good. Jane, good. Two again. All right. Good. Thank you. So all of us will have different talents, right? Different talents, but we'll have one mission, isn't it? Different talents, but one mission. We'll have different talents, but we'll have one mission. And what is our mission? Building a sustainable future. Whether you want to be a scientist, whether you want to go into virtual robotics and AI, artificial intelligence, anything you want to do, we have just one mission: to build a sustainable future. Now, it's also important that you know this, ladies and gentlemen, that we're not just learning STEM to pass exam. You know what STEM is all about: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. We are not learning some of these things just to pass exam. Team Harida, are you still on the call? Good. We're not just learning some of these things to pass an exam. No, we are learning them to actually understand problems. When you understand these problems, and then we'll begin to build solutions that will change lives. That's why we're learning STEM. So we're not here for you to pass exams like you pass in school. We want to understand some of these problems using science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And we'll go ahead to build real solutions. So Recycle Smart, built by Amanda. You know, Eco Robots, or EcoBot, built by Claire, 2026. So built by Emmanuel, built by Prosper, built by Team Harida. You know, some of those solutions that could change the life of people. Or even launch a project in your school where you educate other kids on some of the things you are learning here today. Please, when school resumes, I want to see what you are doing. Send them to me. I want to see what you are doing. Can you do that for me when school resumes? Who is taking action? If you are taking action when school resumes, type on the chat. And so you are sure you're going to do this. If you know you're not going to do it, don't say yes. Who is taking action? Who is taking action? Right? Jane is taking, Nam is taking action. Yeah. Emanuela is taking action. Claire is taking, see, you have people taking action. Yes, you are. Please find ways you can actually start solving this problem. Let the world know. Spread the news together. All right. So now we're coming to the end of our session today. And I sure do hope that you've learned something quite interesting. So it's time for us to reflect together. What surprised you today? Can you say what actually surprised you in today's lesson? Anybody? What surprised you today? Let's reflect together. What surprised you today? In the next 7 minutes, let's reflect together. What actually surprised you today? Anybody? What surprised you today? If you don't know what to say, please don't disturb the session. I don't know who is that. Is it Josiah or Joshua? Yeah. So what actually surprised you today? Anybody? Do you have anyone? Feel free to type on the chat. You can type. You can raise your hands up, and I'll call you. You just tell us what surprised you today. So if 4 things I want to hear. So what surprised you today? So which environmental challenge feels closest to your community? Which of the challenges feels closest to your community? Right? So what of the solution excites you most? And what question are you still thinking about? Let's hear. I want to hear. Great innovators ask great questions. So I want to pen all of these things down. What is that thing that surprised you today? What is that particular environmental challenge that is very close to your own community? Now, what are the solutions that you are very excited about? And then what are the questions you are thinking about? What are you thinking about currently? Do I have 2 persons that want to say something today? Just 2 persons. And I'll call you up. In the next 2 minutes, do I have 2 persons that want to say something? Do I have anybody? Emmanuel wants to say something. Okay. Josiah, okay, Timon. Okay, so I'll call up Josiah now. Who else wants to say something? I have more boys. I want to pick one girl. Joshua, okay. So let's call Joshua. Let's call Joshua now. Let's see. So just Joshua, or you are now a co-host. Turn on your mic and go ahead. Joshua, you can turn on your mic now. You are now a co-host. Turn on your mic and talk. Okay. In the absence of, he's not saying anything. So Emmanuel, are you ready? So Emmanuel, the stage is yours. Though the other persons I want to call, they are hiding themselves. I will keep calling their names. So Emmanuel, so you know yourself already. Start thinking of Emmanuel. You are now a co-host. Go ahead, Emmanuel. 2 persons are on my head. 2 ladies now. I'll call them. So Emmanuel, go
How
back.
to manage waste better in Nigeria?
Okay, you
How
are
to
thinking about how to
manage waste
waste
better
better
in
in Nigeria. I think about,
Nigeria?
oh, beautiful. Oh, amazing, amazing. So that's what I'm thinking about now. I like that. I like that. You're thinking about how to manage waste better in Nigeria. Keep thinking about it. In our next session, I'm going to put more on that. And when you go over to the different tracks, you start building things that will make us and the world a better place. I want to call names. I want to call the ladies in the house. Okay, Tim Harida, I want to say something. Okay, so Tim Harida, you turn off my microphone. Just John, Hirota. Okay, John. That's is it Joshua or John that is using that? Okay, so John, your mic is on. Please go ahead and share your own reflection this evening. Over to you, Joshua. Okay, Joshua, go ahead.
Basically, the part that really touched me is the part about waste, because it's because of the pollution and the waste that's happening. We have to stop it, or people might die, animals might die.
Animals might die as well. Yes, if you don't dispose some of those. Do you know that some of those things you eat and throw on the floor, some of them get carried into the rivers and the oceans, and when some of those animals that live in water, when they take them in, some of them get harmed, just like my friend Joshua just said. All right, now Josiah, over to you. You are becoming the co-host now, and I want to say something. Is that okay? Hey, sorry. I was to remove. That was Joshua, right? Okay, so over to you, Josiah. Please go ahead, please. Go ahead.
I like when you told us that we should turn off everything that we were not using, that we should stop wasting, we should save the environment, or we should leave it how it is.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. Can we clap for Josiah, please? Can we clap for Josiah? That's a very wonderful contribution right there. Who else do we have that wants to say something right here? I have Samita. I think I lost her. I think Children Prosper, you want to say something? Where are the ladies in the house? What's happening here? No, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I need a lady in the house to say something. All right. So Prosper, over to you now. Then Olua and Jola Olua, you'll be the next. Prosper, over to you, please.
I like when you told us about those greenhouse gases, about how they can, about how they really affect our earth.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Are you not talking? Continue if you're not done.
So I'm done.
Okay, I'm done. Okay. I think I have. Thank you so much. Can we clap for him, please? I think I have Olua. Yeah, Olua, are you a lady? Okay. So Olua, yeah, I'm calling you now. Just a few minutes. Claire and Emanuela, please get ready to say something, please. Olua. Okay. Olua add as co-hosts. All right. So
Okay.
Olua, yeah, good evening, Olua. How are you doing?
Yes, I learned today that there are lots more problems in the environment that need a lot of solutions. And as young innovators, we can provide those solutions to it. And then the environmental challenge that feels closest to my community in Nigeria now is pollution, majorly due to refuse disposal and not being able to recycle, as well as deforestation, cutting off trees without replanting them. And the question I was thinking about is how is it still possible to still be able to provide solutions to each and every one of these problems while still while still making it sustainable, basically.
Sustainable, basically. So you are thinking whether it's possible to ensure the solutions are provided to everybody while still keeping it sustainable. Yeah,
Yes.
that's your, yeah. So
Yes,
start thinking about that. It's all things are possible, and I want to brood over it. Keep thinking. The more you think longer about it, the more you get a solution. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, you're welcome. I'm glad to have you. So, Claire, you ready? Who wants to go next? And then we'll wrap it up at the moment. Thank you so much, Oloa. Yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah, Claire, you ready? Or should I move on? Can she hear me? Okay, Manuela, I want to say something. Okay. All right. Emmanuel, over to you. So I'm calling you up now. Claire has refused to say something. All right. Great. Emanuela, you're the co-host now. Please proceed. Yeah, Claire is ready. Okay, beautiful.
Wait, can I still say what I wanted to say?
Yeah, Emanuela, go ahead. Yeah, Emanuela, go ahead.
Okay. So something that surprised me was learning how many different greenhouse gases there were, because I feel like you only really hear about methane and carbon dioxide, and I was
Okay.
surprised that water vapor was one of the greenhouse gases.
Oh, beautiful.
One of the environmental challenges that feels closest to my community is rising temperatures and air pollution. Because in the UK, especially for like animals and like the people here, like they aren't really used to heat. So if it gets too hot, like people get heat strokes and then lots of animals die. And it was actually something I saw during the heat wave. There was actually more roadkill on the road than there was normally, which I'm assuming is because the animals probably maybe went unconscious on the road or something and got hit by a car, or just like really confused because of the heat. And one of the solutions that excited me the most was wait, I'm actually not sure about that one, but
Okay.
a question I'm thinking about is I think it was kind of similar to what the person before me said, is like how are we able to do all of this and keep it sustainable? Because I feel like lots of people providing solutions, they can all work like maybe individually as their own thing, but I think if like a country was to do them all together, then it would be really hard to try and do it in a way that's morally acceptable, or in a way that will not cause any like loss of anything anyway.
Yeah, I think we're asking, that's the same question everyone is asking, which I think we'll have to think deeper, stay long enough with that problem, right? Stay long enough, think about it long enough, and we're going to provide solutions to it. Because there's something we call the differentiation of the brain, or let me not go there. In terms of thinking, there's something we call scatter focus mode. You think about the problem long enough that you start having solutions from there. Maybe in the next session, I'm going to talk about that. So Claire, over to you. After Claire, then Abola will now take over. So Claire, over to you. Abola, then Liko, I think you raised your hands up. Confirm on the chat, Liko. I think I saw your hands up. That's Ruth Ashoki. Yeah, confirm. Are you still there? So Claire, over to you. Thank you so much, Emanuela. God, I really, really appreciate what you said. Thank you so much. And everybody, we are thinking along that line. So okay, Claire. That's a co-host. Okay, so Claire, you're on board now. So Liko, after Claire, please prepare. You're the next in line. Yeah.
One of the things that surprised me most from today's like lesson is like how like the normal things we do, like eating food, charging our phones, turning on the lights, like all the common things that we do, they actually like contribute to like global warming and climate change. The problem that's like closest to me is like rising temperatures and like water pollution, and one thing I'd like to focus on is like renewable energy instead of like fossil fuels.
Fossil fuels, beautiful. That's green energy. Thank you so much, Claire. That's very beautiful. I like the fact that everybody's thinking really hard at the moment. We are thinking about things we could do to make the world better. So Abola, over to you, please. I think, sorry, not Abola. Liko, over to you. Then after Liko, we'll now have Abola. Yeah, over to you. Ruth Ashoki. Which happened to Liko. I think
I was going to say I was also interested. I wasn't really interested in the climate change because I knew what it was, but I was interested about how climate change happens because it wasn't in the way I expected.
It wasn't the way I expected. Okay.
Also in the minerals, like all the like things from the table, periodic table, or the carbon dioxide and things which creates all the pollution and climate change and things like that.
Beautiful. So I love the fact that, well, hope you are thinking about a particular solution now, what you could do. I'm glad you've learned some new things and the solutions that excite you so
Sir.
much. Can you please, yeah, go ahead.
I also wanted to say something.
Okay.
So basically, I was going to say the same thing as last one.
What is that, please?
Yeah,
Okay, please go ahead.
I was basically just about to say the same thing as that one.
Okay, beautiful. I'm glad you are learning something and you're thinking about things to build for us. That's, I think it's time for Abul. Over to you, please. You could, so that we can round up. We are past our time already, and we need to round up immediately, please. All right, go ahead, Abula. I think you're now a co-host. Yeah, thank you. Abula, are you there? Turn on your mic and proceed. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like people that always burn refuse, it always make people sick or cause someone or cause pollute.
Of course, pollution, pollution, beautiful. Yeah, so thank you so much. People that burn their waste and the rest of them, it does a lot to us. And we'll have to find a way to stop them because they're affecting the air we breathe and the things that we do as people. So we have to work towards that in any way that we could. All right. Any other person, I think we're good. Shamatha, is it Samantha? I don't know how to pronounce the name, man. I think your hands were up before now, but because of time, I think, are you ready? Or should I proceed to the next, please? Yeah, I think you want to say something? Okay, so I have an assignment for you for our project we're going to do, and I'm going to pick the best, and the best person will present the solution on Tuesday tomorrow. So what you're going to do for me, I want to become a climate investigator. Research one climate or environmental solution that we didn't talk about in depth today. Just one climate or environmental solution that we didn't talk about in depth today. So go and research, explore, research, right? Go on Google, search for it, all right? Then present your findings in no more than 3 minutes. In your presentation, talk about the problem, talk about your solution, talk about how it works, talk about why it matters, and how young people can help, right? In that presentation, whether it be a document, whether it be a slide, anything you want to do, just research on a particular problem. In now your presentation or document or picture or anything you want to do, include a problem, include your solution, include how it works, why it matters, and how young people can help, right? So the link for submission will be sent to your dashboard. Check your dashboard. We're going to send it individually to your parents as well. I want to see the best. We'll pick the best and the person will present tomorrow. The person will present their solutions tomorrow. Do I have any question based on this assignment? Anybody have a question on this assignment I want to carry out today? Okay, Jane, you have a question. Jane, let me call you up so you can ask your question. Another question. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So, Jane, over to you. I want to pick the best presentation, right? You can take different, it can be a video. Maybe you want to create a video and then talk about it. It's entirely fine. So, Jen, you made a pressure, you made a project. Must we do that? Yes, you must do the assignment. You must do the assignment. If you don't do the assignment, why are you here? All right. Okay. Jane, I want to see you tomorrow. I want to see your project tomorrow, Jane. Please come with you to class tomorrow. Okay. Someone said, please repeat the assignment. It's on the screen. You can take a screenshot. I want to become a climate investigator, right? So present the problem. You can use PowerPoint. You can use anything, whether images, you want to use a video. Just be creative. I'm not trying to shrink your creativity. Just be creative, all right? Because every one of us is unique. So use your own creativity and explore. So the problem you want to solve, the solution, how it works, why it matters, and how young people, you can use Canvas and anything you can do. Even in your design and media track, your coach, Mr. Hillary, will be teaching you on Canvas how to make use of that in different ways, right? Anything you want to do, whether climate solutions, anything you want to research on based on what we learned today, go ahead, be creative. You are unique, and every one of you are unique, and I want to see a very unique solution. I will send the link for submission. It's going to be a Google form. Submit those links, and I want to see right there what you could do. And I'm looking forward to your solutions. We'll pick the best 3 and they present and pitch their ideas to us tomorrow. And your video will be on. You teach while we look at what you are presenting for us. So please, I look forward to that solution, and I want to pick the very best out of those. And everybody, please get to work. All right. So I'll be assessing you how the project will be assessed. The understanding, how far did you grab the problem you want to solve? You can use anything you want to use, Google Slide, PowerPoint, any way you want to present your data is entirely fine. But please research very well. All right. I want to see how you understand the problem. I want to see how you are thinking. I hope you didn't copy it anywhere. How you are thinking, present your ideas and use a fresh perspective, clear communication. How do you talk about your ideas, right? Can you actually inspire others while you are communicating whatever thing you've researched on? Do you have evidence and examples? How creative is your work? Is it creative enough, right? How creative is that solution you are presenting? How do you present it? What is the impact of the project? I want to see a real world impact and a positive change, right? These are the things, 6 criteria. Understanding of the problem, how you are thinking about it, how you're going to present it, what's your communication like, what are the evidence and the examples you're going to give us, real examples of people that are suffering from those things, or how you want to execute some of those things you're talking about. Then let's see your creativity, use your imagination, enter what I call scatter focus mode. There's a book I want all of you to read as time goes on. You can read Hyper Focus, a very powerful book that can help you use your creative imaginations. You can be thinking this way, and you are brainstorming about something. I'm going to talk about that much later. How you can use what we call scatter focus. Scatter focus is when some people call it daydreaming. You're just thinking about a particular thing, and that's how you get your solutions. How many of you know about the periodic table? The periodic table, the person that arranged that periodic table, which is Mendeleev, he got the solution while sleeping. So even solutions can come to you while sleeping, but you have to think about it long enough before going to bed. So talk about the practical impact, and I want to see the outstanding project that we presented on day 2 of our project. So, ladies and gentlemen, young innovators in the building, the world has problems. The world also has problem solvers. You can become one of them. Remember, the world has problems. You can become one of them. We have problems, and the world has problem solvers. You can become one of them. Remember, we learn with purpose and we live with impact. And day 2 is where we start looking at the ideas, how they become solutions. If you enjoyed today's session, can you just make some noise on the chat? I will open up the emoji, the reactions. Just you do anything, just let's know how today's session was for you. You could send in your reactions. If you have questions regarding the assignments, this video will be on your dashboard. It is recorded, so you can visit the videos again to carry out your assignments. I hope you enjoyed today's session, and if you did, can you write some things on the comment section? I want to see what you have to say regarding the class today, right? How do you feel about today's class? Yeah, see you tomorrow, guys. See you tomorrow, guys. See you tomorrow, guys. I love it. Yeah. So thank you so much for listening. I love each and every one of you, and I hope to see you in the section tomorrow, right? I love you all, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. All the best, guys. Remember, always be the best in whatever thing you do, and the world is really, really waiting for you. I love each and every one of you, right? Yeah, it was interesting. It's amazing. I loved it. See you tomorrow. How are we going to showcase? I think I've said that already. Very educational. It was interesting. I loved it. Yeah, it was enjoyable. So somebody said bye, sir. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I love you all. So see you tomorrow by 4:30 p.m. You can leave.
Thank you, sir, for teaching us.